Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to talk about something that's extremely important. It has to do with getting scammed trying to find the perfect puppy.
If you don't already use NuVet, be sure to click the link in the description or use our code to order. I have another video coming about why we love NuVet and the benefits of using the great supplement.
I think because of COVID and the high demand that there is for puppies, scammers are kind of taking advantage of that. There were already puppy scams before, so this isn't something necessarily new, but I just wanted to make a video of what to watch out for and how to avoid getting scammed trying to find a puppy. I'm just going to go over the general topic and what to look out for. These aren't hard, fast rules necessarily either because scammers adapt, unfortunately. So this video is kind of jumping the editing line because I've been asked a few times, and a few people unfortunately have reached out to me and have been scammed, and it's really sad to hear. So I just want to make a video so that y'all are informed and you know what to look out for. So the number one thing to look for is the price. So especially if you're looking for a purebred Havanese and the price is free and they're saying you're just gonna pay the shipping, or if the price is really low, even in the 500 range, typically that's either a puppy mill or it's going to be a scam. They're just wanting to make 500 bucks and get in and get out. Puppy mills will sell purebred dog for $500 because they have so many dogs to get rid of. Right now during COVID, the price has kind of jumped up, so you're looking anywhere from around $2,000 to $3,000 is the range you're going to see for a purebred Havanese. Another thing is if they only have one picture or maybe two and they have kind of like an obvious backdrop. Now I take photos with backdrops because I like to give high quality images, but I also have videos and normal iPhone photos. If you ask for additional photos and they are unable to provide those, chances are that's a scam, or even a puppy mill because they are unable to produce photos. With small time breeders or just reputable breeders, they're able to just show you a picture or photo really quick just to kind of show you your puppy in normal lighting. We do try and take high quality photos so that you can see all of their details and whatnot. So it's not necessarily the high quality aspect, but if they only have one or two photos with like a backdrop and they won't give you any additional, I would steer very clear away from that. That's a very red flag. The next thing is phone calls. If they don't have a phone number and they're only corresponding with email, that's a very big red flag. If they are unable to call you at all, or you're asking for a phone number and they have reasons why they're not going to give that out, that's a red flag. They would want to talk to you. As breeders, we like to ask a lot of questions and make sure our puppies are going to the great home. So if they're not asking you questions and they're not there trying to correspond with you, then that's a very big red flag. Now there's also a scam where scammers are scamming people for their phone number. So it's like I think it's a Google Voice that they use, and they send people a verification code. To get to the point, they basically steal that phone number, so they're able to now use that phone number. So if they have a normal looking phone number, now sometimes they'll even call with those phone numbers. So they'll scam and essentially steal that phone number, and they're able to borrow and use that phone number to make calls. So what that does is now you're put in a position where they will call you and they start scamming you that way. Scammers are now starting to actually have and hold conversations. So when you get into the phone aspect of it, then you want to start asking your questions. You want to ask, what are mom and dad like? What is the temperament of the puppy like? You want to start asking questions about the breed. If they know a lot about the breed. If they don't know anything about dogs or they don't know anything about your breed, then it's definitely 100% a scam. Even some puppy mills don't really know a lot about their breed. Some do, it's hit or miss, but they should be asking you a lot of questions, and they should welcome a lot of questions to them. You don't necessarily want to interrogate people every time you talk to them, but you just want to be cautious and ask the important questions and make sure those get answered. If it's a weird number and they haven't used the phone number stealing scam and it's just this weird number or out of country number, I would not trust that either. That's not a hard fast rule. I would just steer clear of that personally. It's just not a good sign. Another thing is location. So if they say, hey, I'm in Washington, that's where the puppies are, we ship, blah blah blah, And then they're like, but we need you to send the money to Ohio or, you know, some other place that they're not located. That's a very big red flag, and you should steer clear of that as well. So it's important to find someone that's near you for these reasons. Now, some breeders don't allow visitors into their home just because some of them are small-time breeders like myself. The puppies are inside of my home. That's why I make videos. That's why I have the YouTube channel. Just because for safety reasons and disease reasons, you just don't want to have a lot of people coming in and out. So some breeders won't allow that, but as long as they're sending lots of photos, that's, you know, a good sign that you can look for. You want to find someone near you so when the time comes to pick up the puppy and to pay the rest of the balance, you can go in person, see the puppy, and, you know, hold the puppy before you're actually paying in full. If they're not in the US and they're saying, you know, if you pay the shipping, the puppy is free, but I'm in Mexico or whatever and I got stranded and now we need to find the puppy a good home, that's a scam. Just walk away now. It's a scam, I promise you. So another scam that happens is, at this point you've already been scammed, but you might not know it at this point. So what happens is you've already put the deposit on the puppy, and then they claim the puppy's at the airport and they need like this additional payment because the puppy needs pet insurance. They'll even use like actual pet insurance company names to go along with their scam, but they'll claim that this puppy needs pet insurance in order to be released. That's not true. A puppy doesn't need pet insurance to fly or to be shipped. I would recommend steering clear of any breeder that's willing to ship a puppy. One, shipping a puppy is just not a great experience. Imagine being put into a box and then putting on the bottom of a plane that's really loud, noisy, you're by yourself, there's a lot of other scared little puppies next to you. It's just not a great experience. There's no way that can be done comfortably. So I would steer very clear of that. It's just not a great experience. You should always look for someone who's willing to do a flight nanny or let you fly in and meet you at the airport. That's a good option as well. Or if some breeders will fly in if it's convenient for them to drop off the puppy themselves. But try and find someone near you. That's just the easiest route. Chances are there's a really great breeder near you. And that way you'll be local to them. If any issues ever come up or you need any help, they're local to you and you're able to access them. Nothing against bilinguals, just if they have broken English or very, very poor grammar, chances are that's probably a scam because they live in another country and they're trying to speak English in order to scam. Now, that's not a hard, fast rule either. I'm sure there's many great immigrant breeders that, you know, they're bilingual, and it's very difficult to be bilingual. I applaud them for knowing multiple languages. But that's a general rule. If it's really badly broken English, by all means avoid Craigslist. Please do not try and find a puppy on Craigslist. It's most likely a scam or a puppy mill. Any breeder I know, they just don't list on Craigslist. It's just not a place to list puppies. It's just not necessary. It's just not a great setup overall. Do not trust Craigslist for puppies at all. I know some people find a lot of great stuff on Craigslist, but puppies is not one of them. Another thing is if you search the breeder, so the breeder should have a name. Like for example, mine's Wittle Havanese. If you type in Wittle Havanese on Google, I'm going to come up, you're going to see reviews, you're going to see pictures, you're going to see a Facebook account, you're going to see other things that link that name and that business to me having puppies and a business and being a real entity. Now, if you Google or they don't necessarily have a name, I would steer clear of that. Or if you're Googling it and it's not coming up or it's kind of split into different areas, chances are that's a scam and you should steer clear of that as well. Western Union is just 100% a scam. If a breeder ever asks you to send Western Union, it's 100% a scam. Do not do it. Never send Western Union. Never wire money to anybody you don't know in real life. Just don't. Somebody you haven't met, just don't wire money to those people. It's just not necessary. A breeder should be able to take PayPal, which is a secured form of payment. They should be able to meet up in person to take a cash payment somewhere. They should be able to take other means like Apple Pay or Google Pay, some form of secure payment that you can pay and have some type of backing. PayPal is a good favorite just because, you know, you can see the business name and whatnot. And prepaid cards, obviously don't fill up prepaid cards and send them to people. A breeder's never going to ask you for that. It's 100% a scam if they're asking for you to fill up a prepaid card and send that to them. just in daily life. If anybody ever asks you to send them a prepaid card for some type of service or something, it's a scam. Just don't do it. Another thing is, if you have the image, you can actually reverse image search that on Google. So you want to reverse image search it, and if it comes up on multiple different sites for different companies, or if it looks like it's stolen or something from years ago, that's 100% a scam. You should not trust that. With puppy pictures, you should look for, if the puppy says that it's 4 weeks old, you should look for a picture that shows a 4-week-old puppy. And then if the puppy's 8 weeks old, you should look for pictures that have like an 8-week-old puppy. I have a video with Sprinkles. I think that she's an 8-week-old puppy, so you have an idea of what the size to look for. Now, if they say they're 16 weeks old, you should look for a tiny puppy that has quite a bit of hair on a Havanese. So you should look for the pictures that are progressing as well. You only have one photo and they're saying the puppy's 4 weeks old, but it looks like an 8-week-old puppy, or they're saying the puppy's 12 weeks old and it still looks like a pretty young puppy. You shouldn't trust that, because they should be able to provide updated pictures. Puppies change very rapidly, so typically weekly to bi-weekly pictures are pretty mandatory to kind of show you how the puppy's developing and whatnot. So you should look for picture progression as well. And then the last thing is, if they have a sad story that, you know, not that stuff doesn't happen to people in real life, but if they have some sad story about how they got stranded, or, you know, they're moving, or they got a new job and the puppy just can't come with them, and, you know, you only have to pay shipping, it's most likely a scam. I would just steer clear of it. Don't waste your energy on it. Typically, even now, when dogs are rehomed, they're rehomed for a fee. Even if they're rescued from a shelter and they need to be rehomed for some reason, there's typically a fee added to that, just to know that they're going somewhere and that they'll be cared for, and just the care that's been put into the dog with, you know, kennels and leashes and that kind of stuff that's going to come with the dog to you. These are just kind of some of the things you should look for. Again, just to reiterate, Western Union, just run, don't do it. If they only have 1 or 2 images, run. If they won't call you, that's a very bad sign. Or if it's a weird number, those are kind of like number ones that as soon as you see that, you can just kind of walk away and not use up a lot of energy on that. So if this video is helpful to you, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. There's only more videos to come, more training videos, more grooming videos, and more cute puppy videos, and then more helpful videos too, because sometimes y'all ask for these and I like to put them out to be helpful. These are just some of the things to look for. Let me know if you have any questions or any tips for people in the comments. I was going to list a few of the scams that I've seen, but if you go through this list, I don't think I need to blast every single scammer. If y'all want, y'all can put in the comments below some of the scammers you've encountered. That way, if people watch this video, they can see down below to avoid certain scammers, because it'll be a lot of work. There's a whole lot of scammers in the world, so for me to go through every one of them would take up a very long video, unfortunately. So thank you so much for watching.